Thank you very much, Presiding Officer, and let me add my congratulations to Claire Adamson for bringing this important topic to Parliament today. It's an interesting subject. I remember, I think about 10 years ago, Stewart Maxwell MSP and I went to see a demonstration of a sprinkler system in Hamilton, and we saw a before and after. We saw a fire without the sprinkler system, and then we saw the very different effect of the same fire when it was operated on by a sprinkler. So I think I was left in no doubt whatsoever about the efficacy of what is actually quite a cheap intervention. Now, I say cheap intervention, let me defend that. The cost of even retrofitting on average to a house, what's that comparable to? It's comparable to the cost of putting in a new gas boiler. It's comparable to the cost of the next generation of high-definition 55-inch televisions, which many people choose to buy. It's actually not all that different to the insurance cost for a youngster with a first car, if it's other than a Fiat 500. So the cost ought not to be the immediate barrier to considering doing this. We've heard from Dave Stewart, and I've seen elsewhere, that there are 100 UK deaths. Now, how much is a death worth? And of course, to the family who experience loss, there is no financial price one can put it on. But the kind of figures that are generally used, if we assume that we save 2/3 of the deaths by having sprinkler systems universally installed, then we're looking at a saving against the kind of figures that are put on people's lives that would pay for 13,000 houses a year across the UK, not a Scottish figure. So there is a direct, simple financial relationship. But there are other savings that can be made as well, if you want to be analytical from that point of view. Fewer fires and fewer deaths and reduction in the impact of fires is a saving for the Fire and Rescue Service. It is a saving for the insurance industry. It would reduce premiums. And it's actually for the householder very likely that it will be reflected in an increased value that can be put on the house when it comes up for sale. And when we remember, and this figure is a little out of date, I don't have the current figure, that certainly about 5 or 6 years ago, the average mortgage length was only 7 years, one can get a sense of how quickly an investment in this sort of thing might happen. Now, simultaneously to thinking about the benefits and the cost benefits that there are from installation of fire sprinkler systems, we should think about where the risks come of household fires. We've seen an increase in the consumption of alcohol in Scotland, and when people are less sensible of their actions, the risks from fire and a range of other risks inevitably rises. So I think that gives further weight to the actions that have received broader support across the Parliament to address the alcohol abuse issue. We've taken great steps, and I give absolute credit again to Jack McConnell for being brave on smoking legislation. We've seen a reduction in the amount of smoking, and that's good. I do, however, have a little niggle in my mind as to whether, with smoking becoming less acceptable in public places, does that mean there may be more smoking in homes where that could potentially be an issue. It's always worth remembering to return to the issue of insurance, and I'm told that representatives of the insurance industry are with us here. Yes, we would expect to see the cost of insurance go down when you've installed the sprinkler system. The sprinkler system itself is a form of insurance, and I think the one saying about insurance we should always remember is insurance is the one product you cannot buy when you really need it. Presiding Officer.